Hello there and welcome to our fascinating journey through baseball history. Have you ever wondered about the limits of human capability in sports? The crack of the bat and the roar of the crowd create an electric atmosphere. When we talk about raw power and athletic prowess in baseball, pitching speed immediately comes to mind. The fastest pitch in baseball history represents not just a moment of athletic excellence but a milestone in human achievement. Throughout the decades, players have pushed boundaries and broken records with increasingly impressive feats of strength and skill. The evolution of pitching speed tells us much about the development of the sport itself and the remarkable capabilities of elite athletes. The relationship between pitchers and batters has always been a delicate dance of power and precision. When a baseball leaves a pitcher's hand at extreme velocity, it creates a nearly impossible challenge for the batter. With less than half a second to react, identify, and swing at an incoming fastball, batters face one of sport's greatest tests of reflexes. The pursuit of throwing faster has driven generations of pitchers to refine their techniques and push physical limitations beyond what was previously thought possible. This constant quest for greater velocity has fundamentally shaped how the game is played, coached, and experienced by fans across generations. Baseball's obsession with measuring and recording statistics gives us a unique window into the sport's evolution. In the early days of baseball, pitching speeds were estimated through comparison and observation rather than precise measurement. As technology advanced from rudimentary speed guns to sophisticated radar equipment and high-speed cameras, our ability to clock pitches improved dramatically. This technological progression allows us to chart the increasing velocity trends with greater accuracy and provides context for the remarkable achievements we witness today. The numbers tell a compelling story of human potential expanding through training, science, and competitive drive. The science behind throwing a baseball at extreme velocities involves a complex interplay of biomechanics, physics, and human physiology. Every aspect of a pitcher's motion, from foot placement to hip rotation to arm action, contributes to the final velocity of the pitch. Modern understanding of kinetic chains and energy transfer has revolutionized how pitchers train and perform on the mound. Pitching coaches and sports scientists study these movements in microscopic detail, seeking the perfect balance of power, efficiency, and reduced injury risk. The human shoulder and elbow were not naturally designed for the extreme forces involved in throwing a baseball at maximum velocity. This tension between physical capability and biological limitation creates the fascinating backdrop for our exploration of baseball's speed kings. The journey to record-breaking pitching speeds began long before modern measurement techniques existed in the baseball world. Legends from the early 20th century like Walter Johnson and Bob Feller were renowned for their exceptional velocity on the mound. Johnson, nicknamed the Big Train, was believed to throw in the mid-90s mph based on primitive timing methods and military equipment tests. Feller's fastball was famously measured against a speeding motorcycle in a promotional event, showing his pitch crossing home plate faster than the vehicle. These early attempts at quantifying pitch speed laid the groundwork for the records we recognize today. The mythology surrounding these pioneers created a fascination with velocity that would drive subsequent generations of pitchers. The modern era of recorded pitch speeds began in the 1970s with the introduction of radar guns to measure velocity consistently. Nolan Ryan emerged as the dominant figure in this new age of measured velocity, with his fastball regularly clocking above 100 miles per hour during his remarkable career. Ryan's longevity was perhaps as impressive as his velocity, maintaining his extraordinary speed well into his 40s, defying conventional wisdom about athletic aging. His 1974 fastball, measured at 100.9 miles per hour, stood as the official record for many years, though some readings reportedly captured pitches approaching 103 miles per hour. Ryan's 7 no-hitters and all-time strikeout record demonstrated how devastating elite velocity could be when combined with endurance and control. The early 21st century witnessed a new generation of fireballers who pushed velocity boundaries even further using advanced training methods. Joel Zumaya created excitement in 2006 when he was clocked at 104.8 miles per hour during a playoff game against Oakland. This extraordinary pitch demonstrated the continuing evolution of human capability in the sport and energized fans nationwide. Following Zumaya, other pitchers like Jonathan Broxton and Justin Verlander regularly reached the 100+ mph threshold, establishing a new normal for elite velocity. The increasing specialization of relief pitchers allowed players to maximize their efforts over shorter appearances, resulting in higher velocity readings across the league. The pursuit of Chapman's record continues, with contemporary pitchers like Jordan Hicks, Hunter Green, and Emmanuel Clase regularly throwing over 100 miles per hour in games. Hicks has twice matched Chapman's velocity with 105.1 miles per hour pitches, demonstrating that the ultimate ceiling may not yet have been reached. Green, a starting pitcher rather than a reliever, has displayed the ability to maintain exceptional velocity throughout longer appearances, marking another evolution in the sport. The modern emphasis on spin rate in addition to raw velocity has added new dimensions to understanding pitch effectiveness beyond simply throwing harder. As training techniques continue to advance and new talent emerges from around the world, the quest for baseball's ultimate fastball record remains an ongoing and exciting narrative. The physics behind a 100+ mph fastball reveals the extraordinary forces at work when elite pitchers take the mound under night lights. A baseball weighing approximately 5 ounces transforms into a projectile carrying tremendous energy when propelled at such velocities toward home plate. The ball travels from pitcher's hand to catcher's mitt in just 400 milliseconds, giving batters precious little time to make crucial decisions. Research indicates that the human neurological system requires about 200 milliseconds to process visual information and initiate a response. This narrow margin explains why even professional hitters succeed only about 1/3 of the time against elite fastballs. The relationship between velocity and reaction time follows a nonlinear curve, with each additional mph disproportionately reducing the batter's chances of making solid contact. Medical analysis of pitchers capable of throwing at maximum velocities reveals fascinating adaptations in their physiology and biomechanics as stars rest between games. Elite fastball pitchers typically possess above-average height, longer arms, and exceptional rotational flexibility in their torsos. Their pitching motions generate forces exceeding 100 Newton-meters of torque on the elbow joint, approaching the theoretical structural limits of human tissue. Studies using high-speed motion capture have identified specific differences in how these pitchers transfer energy from their lower bodies through their core and into their throwing arms. The remarkable efficiency of this kinetic chain distinguishes 100+ mph pitchers from their slightly slower counterparts. Advanced training methods focusing on these biomechanical principles have helped more pitchers approach these extreme velocities in recent decades. The psychological impact of facing baseball's fastest pitchers creates an intimidation factor that extends beyond the physical challenge. Batters stepping into the box against renowned fireballers often experience elevated heart rates, increased stress hormones, and narrow visual focus, affecting performance. This mental component adds another dimension to the effectiveness of elite velocity in competitive situations, changing strategies and outcomes. Historical accounts from batters who faced legends like Ryan and Chapman describe feelings of genuine fear and altered time perception when attempting to hit their fastest offerings. Many pitchers deliberately cultivate this intimidation factor through their mound presence, aggressive pitching styles, and carefully crafted reputations. The psychological advantage compounds the physical challenge, making truly elite velocity perhaps the most formidable weapon in baseball. International perspectives on fastball velocity have expanded our understanding of baseball's speed limits across different countries and traditions. Japanese professional baseball traditionally emphasized control and movement over raw velocity, but this philosophy has evolved in recent decades. Latin American countries, particularly the Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Venezuela, have produced numerous elite fireballers, often developing their talents with minimal equipment or formal coaching. The various approaches to developing pitching talent around the world provide fascinating contrasts in methodology, philosophy, and results. Cultural differences in training methods, physical development priorities, and pitching mechanics all contribute to the diverse landscape of elite velocity. As baseball continues its global expansion, the cross-pollination of these different approaches may lead to new breakthroughs in understanding and achieving maximum pitching speeds. The impact of extreme fastball velocities has fundamentally transformed baseball strategy across all levels of the game, from youth leagues to professional competition. Teams increasingly value and pursue pitchers capable of generating elite velocity, often prioritizing this raw attribute over refined control or pitch variety. This emphasis has created specialized roles, particularly in bullpens, where one-inning relievers can maximize effort without concern for stamina or facing batters multiple times. The rising velocity trend has influenced offensive approaches as well, with batters adjusting their swings, launch angles, and timing mechanisms to handle faster pitches. Analytics departments throughout baseball study these relationships extensively, seeking competitive advantages through the proper deployment of velocity or counter strategies against it. The measurable impact on game outcomes has made velocity one of baseball's most valued and sought-after attributes. The physical cost of throwing at maximum effort raises important questions about player health and career longevity. In quiet reflection, pitchers who consistently throw at extreme velocities face significantly higher injury risks, particularly to the ulnar collateral ligament, which often requires Tommy John surgery to repair. Medical researchers have identified correlations between velocity and elbow stress, suggesting that human anatomy may be approaching its biological limits in baseball pitching. The balance between performance and preservation presents difficult choices for players, organizations, and medical staffs throughout the sport. Young pitchers pursuing maximum velocity must consider these long-term health implications alongside their competitive ambitions. The baseball community continues to search for training methods that might allow pitchers to achieve elite velocity with reduced injury risk, though this remains an elusive goal. The cultural significance of the fastball extends beyond statistical measures into the realm of baseball mythology and shared experience among dreamers. The distinct sound of a high-velocity pitch hitting the catcher's mitt creates an auditory signature instantly recognizable to baseball fans everywhere. Radar gun readings displayed on stadium scoreboards generate collective anticipation and excitement, with crowds erupting when pitchers reach symbolic thresholds like 100 miles per hour. This fascination transcends technical understanding, connecting casual viewers and dedicated analysts through appreciation of exceptional human performance. The fastest pitchers become cultural icons, representing the extremes of athletic capability and competitive fire. Their performances create memorable moments that enter baseball folklore, contributing to the sport's rich narrative tradition across generations. As we conclude our exploration of baseball's speed kings, we recognize that the pursuit of the fastest pitch represents something fundamental about both sports and human nature. The desire to test boundaries, to measure ourselves against those who came before, and to achieve what was previously thought impossible drives athletic evolution. From Walter Johnson's big train fastball to Chapman's record-setting heater, each generation has found ways to throw harder than seemed possible before. This progressive march toward greater velocity reflects advances in training, understanding, and human potential that extend beyond baseball itself. The quest for the ultimate fastball continues, with new talents emerging, new technologies developing, and new records waiting to be set. Baseball's obsession with the radar gun readings provides a measurable connection to its past while simultaneously pointing toward its future, ensuring that the pursuit of speed will remain central to the sport's identity for generations to come.